I have a huge problem with anyone that wants to rip, critique in any way the 76ers fan base in particular. The 76ers, their fan base, went through the process. And we went over this with the Danny Green comments to our friend John Clark about a month and a half ago, whatever it was. I have a huge problem with this because the Sixers fan base went through a horrible stretch, one of the worst stretches in their franchise history, if not the worst stretch. And somehow the fan base grew during that period. Fans weren't jumping off some bandwagon. They weren't like, oh, screw the Sixers. I'm going to be a Lakers fan now and be one of those types of people. No, fans stuck it out through all of that. So when you say y'all got to be better, how can we be better? I asked that question honestly. If you want to hit me up in the comments, you want to tweet me later today, in all honesty, how can we be better as a fan base? Let's get into specifics here, because what jumps to my mind is that we can't boo. Is that how we're going to be better? We can't boo? Because I'll tell you this, I love that about this fan base. And you guys know I got family from the Baltimore area. I know a lot about that fan base and all that. I even got a little soft spot in my heart for the Baltimore Orioles because my grandfather, who passed away in February, was an usher for them for 25 years. Like, I got a little soft spot in my heart for the Orioles. But I will say this. That fan base is far different than the Philadelphia fan base. And the Philadelphia fan base is more like, as much as we hate to admit it, the New York fan base. We're a lot like the Boston fan base in that we love our kids being our teams, but it doesn't mean we don't yell at them from time to time. That's how I look at it. And booing to me and to most fans is our way to voice our displeasure. Some people were like, you know what? Somebody hit me up on Twitter yesterday saying there's a difference between constructive criticism and booing. How are we supposed to have constructive criticism at a basketball game with 20,000 people? Like, are we supposed to write a letter longhand in calligraphy? Dearest Benjamin Simmons, how I protest so much how you don't make your free throws. Please, for all that is holy, loved, and sacred, please make your free throws. Signed truly, Marc A. Farzetta, Esquire. How do you do that? It just sounds dumb to me. Fans and athletes should have this mutual understanding. And I really appreciate athletes that get this, because Malcolm Jenkins was a guy that got this. Eagles fans booed the Eagles on the Thursday night opener after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. The Eagles got booed off the field the night the Super Bowl banner dropped because they were playing like ass that night. And Malcolm Jenkins was like, yeah, I would have booed us too. All players, all athletes should simply take it like this. When you get booed, all fans are saying is, can you get it together, please? That's all. That's all they're saying. We see what's going on here. You're not fooling anybody. This is BS. We call you out on your BS. Now get it together. It's not boo. Now I'm going to go root for the 49ers. Now I'm going to go root for Kansas City. That's not what we're doing as a fan base. And it drives me crazy whenever somebody implies that. And that's kind of what I feel Joel Embiid is implying in all this when y'all got to be better. It's just beyond frustrating to me. So when you go through all the instances and all that, and you go through trying to critique a fan base and they shouldn't boo, what should we do as fans? If somebody misses a free throw, if Ben Simmons shoots a NBA historic, horrible 34% from the free throw line, are we supposed to continuously cheer that? Because we have been supportive. There's been a very loud minority to just say Ben Simmons sucks. And if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan and you have any other friends or family or whoever in any other market that's a fan of any other team, and they've come to you with, man, Simmons sucks, he won't even shoot. If you don't rebut that with, yeah, but do you see the defense that he's playing? Do you see how incredible he is at that, being a facilitator? Do you see how this team plays so much different when he's not with the team? Are you serious? The value there is incredible, which is why I still want him back. Well, I wanted him back before this latest story of him wanting out, because that just shows me he wants to quit and he doesn't want to improve here. But I wanted him back here. I wanted him to continue to grow next to Joel Embiid. I wanted all that to continue to get better and better and better. It just doesn't seem like Ben Simmons wants that anymore. So to go back to this tweet one more time from Joel Embiid, one of the other things that really bothers me is the only the real ones didn't. So if you booed or you wanted to trade, and for the record, let me get this out of the way. I never wanted to trade Joel Embiid. I thought the shush thing was hilarious when he did it, simply because there's some aspects, not that we should always be called upon to do this, because bottom line is, other than being fans, we're paying customers. If you're going to boo an athlete or you're going to say you want him traded, or you're going to say that you want to be able to dish it out, right? You should be able to take it. And when Joel Embiid put the shush signal to the crowd, because I think he was defending Al Horford at the time and telling the fans to shush, I thought it was funny. I felt like he was trolling us. We've trolled him from time to time. There's a little bit of a back and forth there. Fans certainly aren't infallible by any means. So if we want to dish it out as fans, we should be able to take a little bit in return. This is the rare occasion where I'll actually go, that was pretty funny, to whoever athlete it was. In this case, it was Joel Embiid. But the issue I have in all that is the real ones. There's a couple of phrases that have come around recently. One is real ones. All right. That's what Joel Embiid is saying about Sixers fans. The other thing that's come about is keep that energy. I remember when I was talking to Jalen Mills a couple of years ago after they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I asked Jalen Mills, you had said on the Twitter that people need to keep that same energy. What exactly does that mean? Does that mean that when it's going good, still hate? Or does that mean love with the same energy that you were hating? Like, what exactly does that mean, keep that same energy exactly? The other one is real ones. So because I offer criticism, because I acknowledge that this team needs to be better, because I acknowledge Ben Simmons needs to be better, does that not make me a real one? It makes me pretty real. As I always say, and try to sum it up for people that don't understand the Philadelphia market, we're the city that passes the best friend test. We're the city that tells you, yeah, those pants make you look fat. We tell you what you need to hear, not always what you want to hear. And that's where I think Joel Embiid actually thrives, whereas Ben Simmons fails. And when Joe put this out, one more time here, when Joe put this out yesterday, I didn't mind most of the things that he said. The thing that really grind my gears was Philly fans, y'all also got to be better. I'd love to know the specifics of how we could be better, because it's hard to be better than your team is god-awful and you're still on the bandwagon. Your fan base is still growing through a 10-win season. And somehow we got to be, you got to be better. Oh, you got to be better. How do we be better, in all honesty?